Hey, it's Beardy from the Beardy and the Baldy channel, bringing you Beardy's books for Wednesday, October 12th, 2016. I'm going to run you through my comics. I've been having some major technical difficulties today, so this is probably like the fifth or sixth time I've run through this, so if I speed through some things, I apologize. I will try to give this my best. But yeah, this is, like I said, my fifth or sixth pass on this. So, I'm getting a little tired talking about these books. But here we go. Number one on the list today is Mosaic number one, part of the Marvel Now initiative. The post Civil War II fallout happens here. See, it's got that nice broken Now logo. Mosaic is a new Inhuman they introduced a while back in Uncanny Inhumans, and he hops bodies. He passes between different people. They don't have to have superpowers, but he kind of merges with them, and he kind of becomes them at the same time. And when he jumps to different bodies, he still retains the memories and knowledge of other people. You see him learn languages from hopping one body to the next. He can read signs that he wouldn't have been able to read as himself or the person he was presently in. So it's interesting. It's a little chaotic. It's following this basketball star. His name is Morris Sackett. He's a professional basketball player, and he becomes an Inhuman in this. So it's kind of a flashback showing his origin, and it's pretty interesting. Really enjoyed the art and the writing in this. So check that one out if you like the Inhumans or just a different superhero. Great Lakes Avengers is back, minus Squirrel Girl. She is not actually, well, she does appear in the issue, but she's not on the team. But you've got Flatman, Big Bertha, and is it Doorman? Dr. Doorman? I don't remember. I had just read this, I don't even remember. But this was a fun issue. You get to see these kind of characters that haven't been around for a while. At least I've not seen them in anything. And I really like the artwork. It feels like somewhere in the, not Deadpool and the violence, but like in that kind of the humorous vibe that Deadpool puts off and some of the Squirrel Girl stuff in Gwenpool. It's going to be one of those more, looks like playful, fun Marvel comics. And I like that. So check that out if you want to catch up on the Great Lakes Avengers. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 63 follows Shredder and the Turtles and the Foot Clan as they go to war with their enemies that has filled the gaps since Shredder was taken out a little over a year ago. This is really cool. It continues to further the mystery, for me anyway, of what's going on with Splinter. Is he the same Splinter we've always known? Is something else going on here? Because we know that there are those the family that's kind of pulling the strings with the Rat King and some of those other characters. There's bigger games going on, I think, than what we actually see in the pages at this point. So it's really cool. The battle starts in this issue that's been building up for a couple months. So check out Ninja Turtles issue 63. Up next, Black Science, the crazy, sprawling sci-fi masterpiece from Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera. This is a fantastic sci-fi series. I cannot recommend this series enough. It's dark, it's heavy, it's deep. It's a little slow at times, but it's slow in the best way, like intentional build up to events kind of thing. This issue picks up where the last issue left off. Well, a period of time has passed, but Grant and his daughter Pia are back from traveling through the multiverse, through the Onion, as they call it here, and they're back on Earth with the people they know from before. Well, the people that are still alive, and it seems like this might be their greatest challenge yet to face. So between the aliens and monsters and all these things they've encountered in their travels, being back home with the people they know and may have trusted at one point is completely different. So we'll see where this goes. I really like this series, and seeing Grant, he no longer has his intelligence. His brilliance has been stolen from him a couple issues ago. So now you're seeing the fallout of this because someone wants him to remake the pillar and he can't because he literally doesn't know how to do it anymore. So it's just interesting to see where things go, and it's cool seeing Pia trying to find her way, because she was, in a huge role on this other world a few issues ago. Now she's back on Earth working in a coffee shop. Can't imagine that's going too well for her. So we'll see where this goes. You know, maybe she ends up being the hero of this series and rescues her father. So we'll see. That's just my guessing. But up next is a new number one from Image, from Mark Millar and Greg Capullo, Reborn. This is a sci-fi fantasy epic that has been being promoted for a couple months now, so it's cool to finally have it in hand. The artwork is great. Greg Capullo delivers a brutal first couple pages, and then you get this amazing 2-page spread. It's this other world. It seems what happens is when you die, you don't necessarily go to heaven or hell or any other realm. You go to this other world in a different body, a new form, and this story follows I believe she's a 77-year-old, 78-year-old woman as she passes on, and she wakes up in this young body in a different world, and it looks like all hell's about to break loose in some sort of crazy epic battle. So check out Reborn. It's really cool to see Greg Capullo's art. I've really enjoyed him on Batman and years ago on Spawn, so it's cool to see him now doing something where it's not a predetermined superhero. Like, it's completely different. I mean, he's always done crazy things in Spawn, different monsters and creatures and demons and stuff. But it's cool to see this because I have no expectations of what these characters are supposed to be like. So I love seeing when artists get to play with that kind of range of visuals instead of, like, Batman's got as much diversity and differences he was able to put into the Batman books. It was still Batman. It still had to fit certain things. So this was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And the top three rather, for the week, Wonder Woman number 8. Great Jenny Frison cover here with Diana and some of the patrons. And the artwork inside is by someone, Bilquis Evely. I've not ever recognized that name before, but there is some just phenomenal artwork in this book. I really enjoyed this issue. This issue focuses on the origin of Barbara Ann Minerva, the woman who becomes Cheetah, and it's really cool reading this now, where we are in the Wonder Woman comics, because it shows you what Cheetah is losing in the current timeline story of Wonder Woman, where she's losing herself to the Cheetah persona and forgetting who she was as a woman, and that identity is slipping away from her. So it's cool and sad at the same time to be able to see who she was as a kid, kind of the things that pushed her to become the woman she was before she became Cheetah. So I really, really enjoyed that. Next up is Action Comics number 965. It is part 1 of Lois Lane, Back at the Planet. So this is Lois Lane from the pre-Flashpoint Earth, the Earth where Superman fought and was killed by Doomsday and then came back to life. This is that Lois. They were married, and they now have a kid because of the events of Convergence. And if you read the Superman, Lois, and Clark series, that establishes this Superman and Lois and their son Jonathan on the New 52 Earth, as the lead up to the Rebirth stuff. So this is the classic Lois. She's been with Superman forever, and it's a really fun issue seeing her just be all about her. I mean, Superman's in it, other people are in it, but it's all about Lois and her role in this world. And I really love the way that Dan Jurgens has been writing the pair, the coupling, the relationship between Lois and Clark, because you get the genuine sense of them as a functioning, happy, good couple. And it doesn't just feel cliche and cheesy or whatever. It feels like genuine people working through their problems and trying to be there for each other and sense each other's stresses and problems and all that stuff. And I really, really, really like that about this, because it's not just Lois just being there for Clark all the time. Like, that, it's a give and take, and I really like that. And I really like the way, even though I'm not a parent myself, I like the way they're writing them as parents. And it's, I mean, it's a comic book, so it's not 100% realistic, but it's pretty darn good. But it's great seeing her go back to the planet, because this is not her daily planet. This is the New 52 world's planet, and she's older than the Lois that was there, and that Lois has gone missing. Check out Superwoman issues 1 and 2 for that story. So she's got to go back and see Jimmy and Perry and all these people that she's never personally encountered on this earth, and she's got to see if they recognize her or not as Lois, or if they realize that she's not their Lois. So it was pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to see where that goes. And finally, my number 1 pick for the week is Uncanny Avengers issue number 15. Despite the giant red 1 up here, this is issue 15. It's part of the Civil War II Aftermath. It's clearly printed right on there. I don't think it matters if you read this now or not to the fallout or the actual outcome of Civil War II. I think anyone who's following comics kind of knows where that's going to go in general. But this issue is awesome. I really love this because Rogue is my all-time favorite character. And as one of you viewers mentioned a couple weeks ago, there was an awesome moment with her and Deadpool in Deadpool number 18, I believe. So I picked that up. That was really cool. Thank you for that recommendation. But it's just them. They have basically been fired from being Avengers. The Unity Squad was disbanded last issue. And Steve has kind of told them they're no longer welcome. So this is Rogue and Deadpool trying to get the rest of the team together for a mission without telling them they're not Avengers anymore. And it's pretty good. They teleport to Hong Kong, and awesome guest star here, Elektra, shows up because the Hand, this might be a little well, I think they tease this. The Hand has stolen the body of Bruce Banner, and they're trying to resurrect the Hulk and use him as a weapon of mass destruction. So here's just this awesome action page of the Hand coming to fight the Avengers Unity Squad, or disbanded Unity Squad. It's really cool. I really, really like this issue, A, because Rogue gets a chance to actually shine and do some stuff. As the leader of the team, it felt like she's kind of been in the background for most of this series. So I really, 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 really like this. Again, this is some great action sequences in here. Deadpool is a character I've never really cared for that much. Like, I don't have anything against him. It's just not one I followed. But I like this this friendship that he and Rogue have, because at first she didn't want to have anything to do with him when he joined the Unity Squad, and Captain America convinced her to give him a chance. And it's been interesting watching that kind of dynamic grow with them. So seeing them kind of co-lead this team, because he's the money for the team. But anyway, it's really cool. Really like this. I won't spoil what happens in the end. It was really cool, but make sure you check this out. And Pepe Larraz is back on the art on this. It was a great issue. I cannot wait to see where the rest of this goes. But anyway, there it is. The books for the week of October 12th, 2016. Check them out. Lots of other new stuff are out this week. The Amazing Spider-Man Dead No More. Clone Conspiracy. That's a mouthful. Clone's Conspiracy starts this week. Revolution, the IDW series, that continues with all the different Hasbro characters. Lots of other really good stuff out there. All-Star Batman number 3. A lot of other things that I personally am not reading, but there's a lot of really good stuff out there. So make sure you go out to your local comic shop, and if you are in the local or the area of Central Pennsylvania,